Acting Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat says the government is prepared to take action if needed after it looks at how the economy pans out by the end of the year.
He was responding to a question on the state of the economy here, where manufacturing output fell by 8% year-on-year in August. Nisha Rahim with more.
The radio interview with CNA 928 started with a moment of nostalgia. Mr. Heng recalled playing this Barbra Streisand classic a lot when he was courting his wife. The conversation soon went into more serious topics. Latest manufacturing numbers in Singapore have fallen, fueling fears that the economy will take further hits. Mr. Heng said the global trade tensions are not helping, but reassured Singaporeans that the government is prepared.
For counter-cyclical measures, we always have monetary policy and fiscal policy. So in the case of monetary policy, the Monetary Authority of Singapore is weighing very carefully as to what is the appropriate exchange rate. And they will be announcing this as part of the regular monetary policy cycle. Now, in the case of fiscal policy, for the budget, we are looking at a range of measures that we need to take. Depending on the state of the economy. In fact, we have various scenarios for which we are ready to step in when the time comes. I do not foresee a need for an extraordinary budget at this stage.
Mr. Heng also elaborated on the decision to raise the goods and services tax from 7 to 9%. This will happen between 2021 and 2025. He explained the hike is to help Singapore cope with rising medical expenses as the population ages. There will also be a significant offset package when the time comes. He added Singaporeans have been buffered against even higher GST by the net investment returns contribution, which is the largest contributor to Singapore's revenues.
In the earlier years of our development, the economy was growing well, but the government was prudent, so they saved this as reserves for a rainy day. And as a result of which today, the returns, just 50% of these returns, is now the single largest source. What it means is that if we had not had this, I would not be talking about GST increasing from 7 to 9. It means that even if I double it to 14, 15, it will still not be enough.
Mr. Heng also said it's important for Singaporeans to look out for future generations. And he's heartened to see that here. He brought to the studio something he bought from the Enabling Village and handmade by students with special needs. He was touched by the efforts that go into developing the children and by those who do their part not only for their own children but also for others. As for how a potential cabinet reshuffle will play out ahead of the next general election, he said Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong has been discussing some of the issues with him and he's happy with the progress made. Mr. Heng was also asked when the next general election will take place.
Quite apart from the date of the election, I think the most important issue that I think we need to address is what are the issues that Singaporeans would like to see tackled in the coming years. It is easy for anybody to say, well, you're not doing enough on this, you're not doing enough on that, and so on and so forth. But I think what we need is constructive politics in Singapore.
Right.
Which is that I offer this vision of where Singapore is going to go, and Singaporeans decide, first and foremost, do I like that? And second, are you able to get it done?
He also said when he eventually assembles the team that leads the country, he wants a diverse group from the government, business and social sectors. This is to ensure that there are different perspectives.